Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. You're watching 60 Cycle Hum, and this is the Greymatter by Loophole pedals. If you know anything about this channel, know anything about me, you already know that I'm going to be stoked on this concept because at its core, it is two DoD 250 style circuits side by side, conveniently placed in the same box with your foot switches right next to each other, so you can turn them both on with the same foot press, or you can switch between channels with the same foot press, or you can turn them both off with the same foot press. It's really convenient. It's a smart design, and you already know I'm behind that sort of thing. So anyways, let's check out my dry signal from my Jennings Navigator here. Classic T-style loadout, bridge pickup because of course. And here is the sound of the blue side of the Greymatter, the blue hemisphere as it's labeled. All the classic sounds that I like from a 250. It has this nice like tonal dynamic when you're playing. When you play softly, it's nice and warm and rich, and when you dig in, it gets crispy and bright and distortiony. It's just one of the things I love about 250 circuits. So let's get into the extra controls you get with the Greymatter, things that you just don't find on a standard 250. First of all, you've got this center row of knobs here, one for each side, that's labeled edge. What does an edge control do? You know what gain does, you know what volume does, but what does edge do? So basically that controls the diode saturation of the clipping. What does that mean? I don't think I even know what that means. I don't design pedals. I don't know how this stuff works. But what I hear when I turn that knob is that on the right-hand side, it pushes into full distortion. There's extra gain, and the grit is completely over your entire signal. When you pull it to the left, it starts to kind of turn into like a tube screamer sort of concept where the fizziness and the distortion is underneath your dry signal. It's also much lower gain, but higher headroom. See what I mean about like the tube screamer sound? It's like the fizziness is right underneath your playing. It's not on top of your playing, it's underneath it. And then you turn that up. Of course, I'm gonna have to adjust the level. And it's like a full-blown regular distortion. Where the gain is just all over your entire signal. Full saturation is what you get. So anyways, onto the rest of the pedal, you get a 3-position switch for each side. On the right side, you get silicone at the bottom, lifted clipping, open clipping, meaning there's no extra clipping there. And at the top, you get BAT41 Schottky diodes. I've never heard of those before, but apparently they're a favorite of the pedal builder. On the green channel, you get silicone, which is the standard at the bottom, open clipping again, and then germanium at the top, the classic germanium. Everyone knows what that is. It's like the flower, geraniums, only it's germanium. So anyways, let's check out the difference between silicone, open clipping, and the BAT41 diodes. That has been silicone. Here is open. It's going to get us a lot of extra headroom and volume here. Back to silicone. Way less gain on the open clipping sound, but if you're looking for like a torn speaker sort of thing, which I always am, the open clipping really does it. You know I like that. And now the bat sound. That's a corny joke. Music jokes, aren't they funny? Let's compare that to the silicone. So on the silicone setting, you get more of like a compressed sound. It's got less output. It's got more gain. On the BAT 41 setting, it's more wide open, a little bit less gain, more of like a headroom sort of feel to it, warmer. Really interesting sound. I'm glad that that was put in there. Now I'm gonna know what a BAT 41 is every time I hear about it. I can see myself really using that bat sound, and not just for the Batman theme or attracting winged mammals. Like, let's check out the difference between the silicone sound and the germanium sound on the green hemisphere. Silicone and germanium. There's a big headroom jump between those two settings. Here in room, I can't tell you too much of the gain differences, but I'm getting more warmth and more just like a mid thud to the germanium sound, where the silicone sound is darker and a bit brighter. But honestly, it could just be me perceiving a volume difference here. Also, the silicone setting has more of a tight, high grit sort of gain, and the germanium is a more open, loose grain. I like them both. I just like them different. Let's experiment with stacking stuff now that I've gone through the entire pedal, both sides, pretty well. I think I did a good job. Do you think I did a good job? Tell me in the comments. Let's just have fun at the end of the demo here, stacking stuff, figuring out what kind of sounds we can make. I'm gonna start by doing a tight and bright distortion on the blue channel. We'll do it on silicone. Lots of bright, high-end character there. Let's see if we can soften it up with a low-gain germanium preamp. With that edge control pulled all the way back, of course. Now without the left side. On both settings, it really helps out that distortion. Like, you get so much like fizzy brightness from the high gain sound on the right, and then you stack the low gain kind of soft sound on the left, and it really evens it out. Nice kind of like 3D feel too. Let's try stacking two medium gains, and then we'll dial in the edges to be hot and cold mixes. Hot, cold. Now we'll reverse it. lots of big, powerful, and subtle ways that you can tweak the sounds with all these different controls. Oh man. I'm so glad I got to demo this pedal. You know that I like this sort of thing. So anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me rude and nasty comments. You know the whole drill. Support us on Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Buy a shirt. There's the little thing down below where you can do that. And go follow the link. Check out the Greymatter. It's a cool pedal. Bye, everybody. Stay grounded.